Arena Breakout Infinite is a game that finally scratches an itch I've been trying to scratch for over a decade. Tarkov got very near to that itch, but it always felt a little off. For starters, the game always felt clunky to me. You see, I come from a background of Counter-Strike, and one thing Counter-Strike isn't is clunky. In addition to its clunkiness, it often felt overcomplicated and unfriendly to use. Not in a competitive or fun sort of way. There was just a complete lack of quality of life, things that were just there to make your life more difficult and added no entertainment in exchange. Now that being said, honestly, I haven't played much Tarkov in recent years. The last time I booted it up was probably over a year ago, if not two. And as such, I'm going to talk about this game from a perspective of someone who is never big into extraction shooters. So with all that out of the way, let's talk about Arena Breakout Infinite. In July of 2023, Morefun Studios, a child company of Tencent Games, released Arena Breakout, a mobile game claiming to be a next-gen immersive tactical FPS and first of its kind extraction looter shooter. And now, about a year later, they've managed to bring the same title to PC with a complete rebuild of the game. That's right, it's not just a port. And to be honest, I'm pleasantly surprised. Arena Breakout Infinite overall has been a great experience so far, especially for the fact that it's currently in its closed beta state. There are a few very minor but very frustrating quality of life changes I'd like to see changed. Really, it's just for my own laziness more than anything. I mean, come on, let me click the empty space to close the menu. I don't want to click that big ass button that says close. But aside from useless changes that allow me to be lazier, I don't have many complaints. If I had to pick one, I think the only thing I struggle with is the haziness of the maps, but honestly that could just be my 6-year-old PC taking a shit. Truthfully, I've had nothing but a good experience playing so far. The gunplay and fights feel exciting and fast-paced, yet somehow still methodical at the same time. There's just enough management of medicals, food, and drink to make it feel important and interesting, yet not so much that it's overwhelming or annoying. And boy, when I tell you there's so much fun and wacky shit in this game that's somehow viable, I'm not fucking joking. From dudes running around with 4 lasers on a P90 to hopping into a lobby with nothing but a double barrel and AP slugs and absolutely shitting on kids with 1 round, there's something here for everyone. Ultimately, Arena Breakout Infinite is a game that I've absolutely fallen in love with. Funny enough, it's the game that finally got me over the idea of gear fear. I just enjoy playing so much that I don't mind losing a couple $100,000 kit, because it just means that I have to play it more and a little bit differently for a while. Before we end this video, I think it's only fair that I talk about a few worries I have for this game going forward. The developers being a child company of Tencent is a little worrisome to me, as Tencent doesn't have the best record of honest monetization. The mobile game, which is also free to play, sells their in-game currency to users, who can then use it to purchase items off the in-game market or through contacts, the NPC vendors of this game. As far as I'm aware, and don't quote me on this, I've never played the mobile version, but I believe they also offer monthly subscriptions for increased case sizes, and they also sell storage containers to increase your storage space. Now, I hate the saying it's a free game, they have to make money somehow, but it's true. You can't have a totally free-to-play game unless it's of course like a volunteer project, and while I'm not really a fan of the ability to purchase in-game money, I'm not exactly opposed to the purchases like storage increases. Cases ride the line a bit for me, as technically it can allow you to get some larger, more valuable pieces of loot out of a raid without risking the other items you may have wanted to keep in your case. Ultimately, I don't think any of these will ruin the game. At least I hope they don't, because I've enjoyed my time in this game and I don't want it to go to waste over some pay-to-win garbage. Arena Breakout Infinite is 100% worth giving a try if you're into shooters whatsoever. I don't care if you're a Counter-Strike player, a Call of Duty player, or a Tarkov player. You need to give this game a shot. To me, it's the perfect mix of arcadey and hardcore that I think is probably a sweet spot for most FPS players. If I had to describe this game to somebody who's never played it or even seen it, I'd probably tell them it's kind of like Warzone and Tarkov mixed. It's got that fast pace of Warzone with that sense of realism from Tarkov. Anyways, that's all I had for you guys. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more content related to Arena Breakout Infinite in the future, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a video like this. And finally, I'd like to hear your opinions on Arena Breakout Infinite in the comments below.